Hello everyone, happy Friday. It is April 4th, 2025, and I'm a little late, actually a lot late this evening, but I am here. So if you see me while I'm live, why don't you hop on and give me a shout. I would love to say hello to you. If you're watching the replay, that's perfectly fine. I understand I am not at my normal time. All right, so would you please make sure that you follow my page if you are here for the very first time and you are just now finding me. I would love for you to get notifications every time I do go live or post sales and promotions and special events. I do host monthly classes in my home, and I also host quarterly retreats as well, stamping retreats. So, and by the way, my name is Jennifer Sunseri, and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. All right, so would you like to get newsletters or emails talking about those special events that I mentioned? This is my business email. Please reach out to me and I will add you to my distribution list to make sure that you are in the know of all the things. Tomorrow is actually my April in-person stamping class. I'm in Elk Grove, California, close to Sacramento. I do have a few, just a very few spots. I'm actually almost sold out. I always have a 9 a.m. and a 1 p.m. session. And I can host 18 ladies for each session. So I only have, I believe, about 4 spots left in the morning and 3 or 4 spots left in the afternoon. All right. And then one thing I just want to talk about real quickly is Paper Pumpkin. It is a subscription box that we have every month. These are the next 3 months. If you like what you see, if you love making cards and getting a fun surprise in the mail, you'll want to sign up. You'll go to stampinup.com and look for Paper Pumpkin and you can sign up. You can pay for a whole year in advance. You can pay as you go. There are lots of different options. You can skip months if you need to or want to. All right? Okay, let's get started. Tonight I am going to be playing with an online exclusive called Thankful Garden. It is a stamp and die bundle, and then there's this beautiful paper. Excuse me, I had to take a swig of my water. So there's some beautiful florals, and then a couple sentiments. You make a difference with love and thanks. Thankful for you, friend. Okay, so great images. And as you can see, I've already been cutting into the paper. I'm going to make about 3 or 4 cards with you tonight. So this paper is great. If you don't have the stamps, you can always use designer series paper and you can cut out the images to use on your card making. Okay, look at this beautiful sheet. Isn't that so pretty? And then there's black and white polka dots on the back. And then look at this dramatic background with the black, with some black and white. And then we've got directional patterns on this one with some lavender. That's fresh freesia. And then look at this beautiful piece. And on the back is black and white. All right, so that's one of every sheet. And this paper is still available in the online store. Okay, so let's get started. All right, the first card we're going to make, I think, is probably my favorite. So we're going to start with a piece of garden green cardstock. And I'm going to burnish it with my bone folder so that it lays down flat. And then I took a piece of fresh freesia cardstock and I ran it through an embossing folder, and this is our distressed tile embossing folder. It's still available. All right, and we're going to put that down on our card base. So if you're with me during my replay, during the live, please let me know you're here. I would love to say hello to you. But if you're here during the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, go ahead and comment as well, because I get notifications whenever somebody comments, and I would love to say hello. All right, now with this card, I actually am using the Designer Series paper. And so I cut out a couple images, all right? And I didn't want to waste them. So this one, even though it's on the edge, I'm going to see if I can use it. All right, and there's even a little yellow right there. I've got this piece right here that I kept that I might cut out a few more yellow pieces. We'll see. We will see. All right. So I've got a little, an arch die, and let's stamp something on this one. We can say, thankful for you, friend. I think let's do that. We'll make some friendship cards tonight. I hope you guys are that you had a good week and that you're going to have a lovely weekend. I have one more week left till spring break, and I am looking forward to having a week off. I'm an elementary school teacher during the day. I teach 5th grade. I love what I do, but I also love to be creative and do my stamping. All right, so we are going to stamp this guy. I'm letting that ink soak in. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and I just like to let the ink soak into the fibers of the paper. Oops. All right, we're going to put that aside, and then I have this piece that we're going to put on here. Now, I don't like flat cards, but we're going to pop up these flowers to add some dimension. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. That is my adhesive of choice. It's a very strong adhesive. My cards do not fall apart. I hate making a card and giving it to a friend, and then they say, oh, the card fell apart in the mail. That would be horrible, right? We don't want that to happen. So now I cut a 1-inch strip of that directional DSP, and we're going to just use that to give us a little break in that white. And we want to make sure that the flowers or the leaves are not upside down. Some paper, it doesn't matter how you cut it, but some it does. And you just want to be paying attention to your paper. All right, so we're going to pop these pretties, but we don't want to cover up our sentiment. And we don't want our leaves to go off. Ooh, I feel a sneeze coming. It's the one day I didn't take my allergy pill. Okay, I think we'll do it like that. That looks pretty good. Let's grab our Stampin' Dimensionals. These are double-sided foam pieces, and they make our cards have that 3D element to them. And it doesn't take too many. I just sprinkle them around. This is our regular size, and then we have smaller ones, little mini ones. Usually on a bigger piece I'll put 3 or 4. Okay, and then I like to take my sharp end of my tool and just pull up those backings so that they don't land all over my carpet and on the cat. Okay, now I think I had it like this. We've had some crazy weather here in the Sacramento Valley. We started off with some rain, And let me figure out what I want to do with that leaf there. Maybe right there. Some rain, and then we had like a day with 80-degree weather, and then we were back into the 30s and 40s. It was crazy weather. Our spring weather has been very interesting. Now I'm cutting some of those little yellow flowers that I mentioned. I am trying to be very conservative and use what I have to make it stretch. And you know, we know that prices are going up on everything. Eggs, all sorts of stuff. Gas for your car, even our hobbies. And so last week when I showed my video, I was showing you how to have very little waste on your cardstock, how to use all the pieces. And if you didn't get to watch that video, look for it before it gets deleted off Facebook, or you can find it on my YouTube channel under the same name. But today we're going to just use some of those little pieces to add a little bit more to our card. I have one more. I love to fussy cut. Some people don't. It's hard on some people with arthritis or other issues. So if this is not your thing, use the stamps. I'm just showing you, if you don't have stamps, what you can do with the paper. Okay? You can use those little yellow flowers as embellishments. All right. Now, because those are so tiny, we're going to use a little bit of liquid glue. And making sure that this is the one that's got, I have one that's almost gone. I'm milking it for all it's worth. Now these I'm going to put flat, but I'm going to come in with some bling, and that will give some dimension as well. The big flowers I put up with Stampin' Dimensionals so they pop and give it dimension. All right. I love bows. If you watch my videos regularly, you know that I love ribbon. And I love to add bows to my cards. So we're going to see if we can sneak a little bow in here. I feel like it just dresses the card up. That dry embossing and add a bow, it just so easy to give a little bit extra to your card. And as you can see, I don't cut the ribbon until I'm ready with my bow, because that way I don't waste. Now I used a very sheer ribbon so that you can see the flowers behind the bow. It doesn't hide the image. And I'm going to stick that on with a little glue dot. Okay. I love this ribbon. It's my favorite ribbon that we sell. And I will cry when they retire it. So let's hope it doesn't retire for a while. Now, I'm pulling out some good old-fashioned rhinestones. These are our cheapest embellishment. I think that's $6, and you get, goodness gracious, like 140 of them. And they come in small, medium, and large. And then I like to do odd numbers, but I also like to have a triangle going with my embellishments. So I have one here. I'm thinking maybe we'll put one there, and then we'll grab another large one, and maybe we'll go there. So there's my three-sided triangle right there. Okay, then last but not least, we're going to come in with our Wink of Stella pen. This is glitter pen, and we're going to add some sparkle to our flowers. Now, if you've used ink, if you've stamped images, you want to make sure that that ink dries, because this is liquid and it will make your ink run and what's the word I'm thinking of? Blend into other colors, I guess. But this is paper and it's dry, and I'm just going in there. I'm not even squeezing the barrel because there was some on the tip still from the last time I used it. And I am just spreading that little pixie dust all over these beautiful flowers. I wish you could see the sparkle. I'll even go on our little yellow guys. Oh, I hear some sirens outside. I have my window open in my stamping room to let in some of that cool air. All right. Let's see if you can see the little bit of shimmer. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard. Sorry about the siren. I don't have control over that. Goodness gracious. It's like right behind my house. Okay, so that's our first card. Now, let's think about the inside of the card. I don't always do the insides, but remember this little hydrangea that was on the end? What can we do with that? We don't want to waste it. It says, thankful for you, friend. Maybe we'll put you make a difference on the inside. All right, and I like to use my glass mat. It has grid paper on it, and it helps me to make sure that my stamps are straight. Hi, Linda. How are you, friend? I just saw your comment. This is really, really beautiful paper. You know me. You know I love me some beautiful paper. I'm so glad you're doing well. Do you guys still have snow? Now, this guy, because it's got a straight edge, because it was on the edge of the paper, don't throw those away. When you've got these flowers here, you can use them. You would be surprised how you can use them. Even though it's not a full image, you can still use these. So I'm going to do this one right here on the edge of my paper. Look at that. And let's see what else we've got. I've got this little strip right there that I might cut the hot pink color, because I've got one on the front of my card. All right, so let's cut that, and we've got a little yellow one, and let's cut that guy to tie in the yellow from the front. Okay. I was late coming on live this evening. I have a class tomorrow, and so I was doing some last minute housework, getting my Easter decorations up. I still had St. Patrick's Day up, sadly. So I said, I've got to take St. Patrick's Day down, and I got to get up Easter, or it's just not going to happen. So I didn't put out as much as I normally would, but I've got a few little things out, and now I, can enjoy them. So I was a little bit late this evening, and it's just the way it goes. But I wanted to come on and say hello to everybody and give you some inspiration. So lately I have been all about easy cards because I have been so busy. I am looking forward to having a week off and being on spring break and playing in my craft room. I do think I will get a little bit of housework done. There's a couple things that I need to work on, and then we might spend a day cleaning out the storage unit while it's cool weather and we don't have that hot Sacramento Valley weather. Now let's see. The flower's going to be hanging down low like that. Oh, but you know what? It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. I actually like that. All right, let's do that. Right up against the edge. Hi, Lori. How are you, friend? I'm sorry I was late. Like I said, I was getting ready for my class tomorrow. Had to get a few more things done. All right, now this little yellow one, we're just going to put a little dot because it's too tricky to try and get your double-sided tape on that. So just a little tiny dot, and come in with your tweezers and just put that kiddo in there. I probably should have put a little bit more. Press it down. Might need to go in with... I'm doing well. Just been super busy. I'm getting a little nervous. The incentive trip is coming, and I'm a planner. I like to have everything planned and organized and ready to go, and I'm out of control on this trip. So it kind of feels weird. I wish I had saved a little bit more money because we're taking our kiddos. You know, I wish I was thinking about that because I didn't know if we were really going to be able to make the trip or not, even though I had earned it. And then we said yes, we were going to do it, but we were going to take the kids with us. So it's been a little bit more of an expense with the kids. So I've got to sell more stamps to pay for the kids going. I hate using my credit card. I like to not have debt. So, but getting things ready. Got my substitute lined up for my classroom. So, all right, that's the inside and that's the outside. Isn't that a beautiful card? I'm supposed to do swaps, so I'm probably going to work on my swaps during my spring break. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. So I have to go see what the instructions were for that, because I can't remember off the top of my head. I was thinking about that too today during my lunch break. All right, so I had some black paper. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. And we're going to add in that garden green. Garden green seems to be the green in most of these papers. Now, here's that lovely piece. We had black and white on one side, and we're going to pop that up on there. So let's do our layers. This one is using one of the stamps from the set because I wanted to show you the pretty stamps as well. Okay. Now it is directional. I was looking at this piece, and the flowers, sometimes flowers are not directional, but these seem to look better this way than this way. I was looking at it because the buds seem to be going up more that way. So, hi Patricia. I get to see you tomorrow in stamping class. Thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate that. This is gorgeous paper. It's an online exclusive. So it's while supplies last. It's still in stock. It does have a stamp and die bundle that goes with it. All right, now here is that piece. I used the same piece on this card in the background behind the flowers, okay, if you can see it. And again, this is also directional, so just pay attention. And I made it a little bit thicker. I made this 2 inches, okay? The first piece was 1 inch on the first card, a little bit more petite. But I wanted to break this one sheet up a bit. Okay. Then what I did was I stamped the image. Let me show it to you. There's this flower, and it matches these flowers in the paper. So I stamped it, and I used my blends. I used Lemon Lolly, and I used a little bit of wild wheat because the bits back here were a little bit darker. Okay, so we're going to pop that up with some dimensionals. And I kind of did a messy color. I don't know if, like, let me show it to you. I didn't color in the whole flower. All right, I left a little bit of white in there. So it's a quick color. It's not a cumbersome, gotta fill in all the white type of coloring. All right. Ooh, oh, I kind of did rip my leaf, but thank goodness I stopped myself. It was stuck to my finger. Now I'm going to move it more over to the side because our sentiment is going to be here like this. Okay, and we're going to add in a cute bow. Now on this one, I think we're just going to say, oh, with love. With love. It's got a beautiful font. And I'm using my grid paper. It's not really paper, my grid on my glass mat. Where did the black ink go? There it is. There it is. All right. With love. Just ink that up. Don't squish and gush because that just ends up making a big old mess. All right. Now this has got a lot of space. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in some of that white with one of the little leaf stamps. Okay, so let's grab that. And I need to grab my, I don't know if my garden green is close by. So let me see what I've got. Because I've got a lot of stuff downstairs for class. But I did use a different color on the leaves, so maybe I could do that. Let's see. I guess it's downstairs, so I'm gonna have to improvise. Let's go with it's hard when you've got everything downstairs. I'll do, because I've got everything ready to go for class tomorrow. All right, and I'm going to stamp off. I just want a very faint, I'm going to grab a scrap here because I don't want to waste good paper. I'm just going to stamp off and just do light leaves in the background. Come here, come here. Okay, that helps. Let me hold it up so you can see it. Some very light stamping because I want the words to show up more. Now, this is raised, and so I don't want something right up here. We're going to put some Stampin' Seal Plus on that part, okay? And it will stick to my flower. All right, that's cute. And then let's come in with our ribbon again. And we'll add some bling. Make sure you only you have one pair of scissors that are for your ribbon, and then one pair of scissors that you use for paper, because you don't want the paper to dull your ribbon and make it difficult to cut. Did I say that right? You don't want the paper to dull so that you can't cut your ribbon. That's what I meant to say. Now I like this, like I said on the last card, it's sheer, so I can still see the stamping behind it. So that's why I love this ribbon, because there's never really a bad place for it. You can still see behind the bow. All right. Then let's add in our bling. We'll put it there because then it'll show up better. All right, that's a beautiful card as well. Now let's get our Wink of Stella like I did on the last card, and we're just going to come in there. I'm not squeezing, I'm just whatever is left on the brush, because I don't want it gloppy. It's amazing how much you get out of these Wink of Stella pens. Simply amazing. You can go on your leaves, and it's very forgiving as long as you don't squeeze it. If you squeeze it, sometimes you get a big old blop, and then it's too thick. It doesn't have that light pixie dust look to it. Okay, let's hold that up. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, next card. Next card. All right, this one. Let's try this one. This one's going to have a little more dramatic look to it. All right, we're going to have a black card base. I hardly ever make cards with black. Hardly ever. And we're going to have a white piece so that it will pop. Okay. All right, now this side was what we just used on the second card, and so we're flipping it and we're going to use these black and white stripes. Okay. And we want a little bit of white around the three sides. Take your time and make sure you like it. That's where you want it. Okay, then I had a scrap, and I really wanted to highlight the blue hydrangea on this one. Now, the blue is our boho blue, which I heard today the paper is sold out, which makes it hard when you have designer series paper. So what I was doing was I'm highlighting the blue, but I'm not using any of the blue cardstock, okay? So I can still enjoy my boho blue if I don't have cardstock. to go with it. I have cardstock, but I was not going to use it on this card because I can get away with it. Now, we're going to move it, excuse me, we're going to move, I have a little extra, and that's okay. I'm just going to make sure that these ends are touching. Okay. Oops, and that you have a little bit of white all the way around. And I think I would actually want to move it over a little bit because I don't have as much white as I want. So let's carefully pull it back up. This adhesive is very strong and it's not as forgiving, so let's move it just a little bit down. There we go. That's better. Okay, these little strips are going to go on the inside of the card, possibly. Then I had scraps. So remember last week I was showing you how to be conservative and using all the things because, you know, prices have gone up and we want to make our money stretch, right? You don't want boxes and boxes of scrap paper, but I saw these blue flowers and I thought, why don't we, since I'm highlighting the hydrangea, let's put the blue flowers floating here with some dimension, because also I hate flat cards. I just don't like flat cards. I like to have dimension. All right, so it makes it interesting. So we're going to put some dimensions on these cutie pies. Oh, there's another siren. Coming home today, there were 2 accidents on the freeway. I felt bad for people. Okay, so I've got dimensions on all of those. So we're going to pull that up. And I've got darker blue and some lighter blue. So we want to spread it out. Okay. Oh, and I can see a little bit of my Stampin' Dimensional peeking, so we just got to trim it a little. And so we're going to put that right up against the edge since it's got a flat line. Now look at that. Isn't that lovely? It's so pretty. So we're using the paper as embellishments. Oop, flying flower. Okay. All right, and this is one of our punches, and I'm going to use that Thankful for You friend stamp because it's a little bit bigger and it's going to fill in. I hope it fits. I hope it fits. Ooh, barely. It's going to be a tight squeeze. Tight squeeze. Oh, and I just got ink on it, so we're going to move it over. I want to make sure that it's straight with the shape. Okay. Now you could put some of the little green in there, but and I struggled with this because I didn't want to cover up the hydrangea, but it was really hard to come up with something. So we're going to see most of it there. Okay, we'll see most of it. Okay, let me make sure that's straight. And I keep losing my stuff, because that must tell you how messy my table is. There it is. My goodness, I have got to clean my craft room. I'm starting to plan for a summer retreat, and so I've got stuff in here before it's sold out. I wanted to order it, and then I've got piles of things that I need to go through from previous classes. So it's kind of messy. I think you guys understand the dilemma. Okay. I love that ribbon. It's so fun to work with. So easy. Oh, Linda says she can't even walk in her room right now. Yikes. I still have a path that I can walk on. All right, now I used up all my big pieces. Do I have any more big pieces on this one? Let's see, I think I've got... Apparently I don't use the little ones as quite as much as I do the big ones. So we're just going to have to force ourselves to use these little guys. And I'm going to put them in some of the black to make them sparkle more. I might sprinkle like 5 on here. Use up these little guys. There's 4. 5. And you know what? I'm going to go crazy tonight. I'm going to put them in the flower heads on the blue. I've got to use up all these rhinestones. It's raining rhinestones tonight. I don't think I've ever used this many embellishments on a card. That is a sparkly card. All right, there's that one. All right, last card. So this one, I fussy cut, oh, I forgot to put my little strips on the inside. We'll have to do that. I fussy cut one of the flowers out of the big piece that was the black background, and it matches the flowers on this piece. Let me show you. So it's this piece, okay, which is what I used on this card, but this guy is the same flower as that guy. So I thought, well, let's use it. Right? All right. I'm kind of feeling like this card is going to be a little bit on the plain side, so I'm thinking, what can I do to snazz it up? I think we might need to add a little strip or something to it. Lori likes all the rhinestones on the last card, I think. All right, let's see. What if we added a little bit of black and white to this one? I think let's go with some stripes. Snazz it up a bit. That might be a little bit too thick. Not too bad. Not too bad. So I've done a couple here with, we'll have a little bit peeking through, with the Designer Series paper, and I did one with the stamp. This one, you can stamp the hydrangea on the inside of the card. That would be nice. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I really appreciate that. My cards don't always come out the way I want them to. And sometimes my brain cells don't work, especially if I'm tired. So, and I felt like I threw these together tonight for you guys because I wanted to come on and say hello. I can't remember. I know I did come last Friday and do something with you guys, but it's just been so busy lately. So I don't feel like I've been getting all the planning in that I would normally do, but it's working. All right, and I got some black here, but you know what? It's going to get covered up. Apparently I had black on my glass mat. I'm finding that I have to be really careful when I'm stamping. I need to make sure I don't have ink on here because then it gets on my die cuts. So we're going to add this here. Doesn't that look pretty? Now, because this is raised, we're going to use double-sided tape here, my Stampin' Seal Plus, and then we'll use dimensions on this side. Okay. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. We're going to cover up those little pieces that got there that I don't want there. Let me get these little tabs in the garbage. I think the black is really a nice change. I don't use black a lot in my card making. But it has a very dramatic look. All right, I lost the ribbon again. Oh, there it is. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. I don't know if we're going to fit. Oh, we'll see. We'll figure out where the bow is going to go. I don't know if it's going to work on this card. We shall see. Ooh. All right, now if you haven't shared this video, I would love if you would, because it helps people learn about me and find me. This video will get uploaded onto my, oh, we could put it right there, on my YouTube channel. I love the Designer Series paper. I think it's one of my favorite things. I love to stamp, but gosh, I get so excited with pretty paper. I really do. I feel like sometimes I use the paper more than I do the stamps. All right, let's add in some rhinestones. And we could add in some sparkle on our flower. So we're going to do, I think I need to add a little bit more. So let me get a piece of scrap paper, because don't ever squeeze it on what you are working on, because sometimes I've had it like, see, like that. So I'm just going to put that on my brush and then paint it on there. You don't want that big old blob on your flower. Okay. I'll hold that up so you guys can see the sparklies. Yes, this is my favorite ribbon, and I have spools and spools of it. First of all, it's easy to work with. Second, it's sheer. Third, it is neutral and will go with any paper that you have. So, it is a must. And I really hope they don't retire it. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot figure out all the things that are retiring. When I look at the discontinued list, it looks like gibberish, so I can't even read it on my computer. I don't like that. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't really figure out, like I can go into the store and I can see what are the last chance items, but I can't figure out, I don't know, I'm getting a little frustrated. I liked when we had a last retiring list, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, I guess this is going to have to go here because I don't know where else to put it. But I might go crazy and I might put a few more on this black paper. Just add them in, sprinkle it. Got to use up these little guys. So, anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I have 6. Yikes. We can't do that. We got to go with odd. Yeah, it is confusing. Oops. So, yeah, I don't even know. Whoa, I went crazy. I don't even know what my stock. I think I'm going to take these off. I don't know in my stock what's current and what's not current. Like I have to pick a stamp set and then look to see, is it current right now? Because I can't figure it out. There's so much new product, which is a great thing, but the whole list thing is oh, I got to put this on our card base, is challenging. So I know that they listen to our suggestions, so I'm going to put my 2 bits into the suggestion box and say, could you please change the list and make it a little more demonstrator friendly. Okay, that card came out good. At first it was going to be a little plain. I actually like the stripes on there. I think it dresses it up. All right, let's see what we got. There was the first card we did. There was the second card we did. There's the other card. So, look at that. Aren't these pretty? They really came out good. Pretty good for just throwing them together tonight. And I went rhinestone happy on you. But I'm kind of liking it. So this paper is called Lovely Garden. Lovely Garden. It is an online exclusive, so if you like it, you'll want to get it before it sells out, because I really don't know. It seems like some things last longer and some things don't. And then there's a stamp and die bundle that coordinates with it. I didn't even get the dies out yet. I just used some of the stamps. And so I think I'm going to use some of these on the insides of my cards. Okay, gorgeous. I think this would make really pretty Mother's Day cards, you guys. Oh my gosh, right? I think one of these is going to have to be in my May class, maybe 2 of them. We'll see. They might be in my May class for Mother's Day. Super cute. All right, thanks for hopping on. I know I was late this evening, but it was fun to spend some time with you, and I hope you have a great weekend doing something that you enjoy. I'm going to be stamping with customers tomorrow in class, and then Sunday I have church, and we have a VBS meeting afterwards, and then after that I'm going to chill out in the craft room. All right, everyone, stay healthy and stay safe, and find some stamping time. Thanks for joining me tonight, and hugs to all of you. Okay, bye-bye.